2024 budget proposal of 27.5 trillion naira continues to elicit public reactions.
Mr. President is not taking anything out of what he promised Nigerians. You can see even from the beginning up to the supplement.
Legal framework of electoral process in focus as National Assembly convenes town hall meeting.
We are already in the process of putting together a technical working committee.
Plus, more than 1,000 persons benefit from eye care services in Zamfara State.
As far as Zamfara is concerned, Shehi is for everybody.
Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliament News. I am Ene Ojonuba. Leadership of the 10th National Assembly has emphasized that the legislature is aligned to the renewed hope agenda, as it presents an opportunity for the three arms of government to work in unison to meet the hopes and aspirations of all Nigerians. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio and Speaker House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas affirmed this support during the laying of the 2024 budget proposal by President Bola Tinubu.
Our legislative agenda constellates around it, and we believe its faithful implementation will augur well for our nation and put Nigeria on a new growth trajectory.
The House of Representatives will convene the first National Citizens Budget Town Hall to harness public input and opinion on this budget. We are convinced that this will increase transparency and accountability, improve policy making, and increase trust in government.
Strategic streamlining is the term that encapsulates the submissions by these two presiding officers of the National Assembly. They are convinced that President Tinubu's administration is determined to impact positively on all sectors and segments in the country for the good of citizens, going by his antecedents since assumption of office. The reforms touching on economic growth and diversification through agriculture, security and social developments, when effectively implemented, they believe will turn around the fortunes of Nigeria.
A modern economy is putting all our eggs in one basket. It is a risk we have taken for too long, and we cannot continue to tempt providence. We also believe that education should be prioritized and something done to stop frequent closures of schools.
The 2024 budget should prioritize social welfare programs to help reduce poverty and inequality. Equally important is job creation and youth empowerment in view of the large and ever-growing youth population. Failure to do this means failure to invest in our future.
While emphasizing resources be judiciously allocated, the legislature insisted on putting heads together for the good of all.
We request Mr. President would mandate honorable ministers and heads of agencies to avoid foreign travels during this period of our engagements with them. Let us remember that our actions today will shape the future of our dear nation. Together, let us work towards a budget that reflects the aspirations and dreams of every Nigerian citizen.
We'll also work to institutionalize pre-budget engagements with the executive to further improve and hasten the budget process.
In the coming days, the National Assembly will engage heads of ministries, departments and agencies of government as they appear to give accounts of previous allocations and defend their spending proposals for 2024. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
As the joint session of 10th National Assembly received the 2024 Appropriation Bill for consideration and passage, expectations are high towards having a new Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali spoke to some lawmakers on the proposed budget of renewed hope.
The budget is also coming at a time when, as a government and as elected representatives of the people, both the executive and legislative arm of government, we must pay attention to the kind of social discontent that we have within our body polity and within the Nigerian society.
Remember, there are 11,886 federal government abandoned projects in Nigeria, one of which is Ajaokuta. So if these projects can be confronted in next year's budget, it will be very fantastic.
It is pragmatic, and it's in the new wave of dynamic approaches to governance. I see it as a way of making for better buy-in and ownership of the projects and programs of this renewed hope administration.
The drivers of any economic development is the human element in it. And beside all of that, the parameters that are ingrained in the budget regarding the projected growth rate, the inflationary rate, as well as the oil benchmark and other parameters that will drive the budget, I think they are all reasonable and achievable.
Public accounts is all about accountability and transparency in public finances, and of course is part of his recurring presentation, or with emphasis, is about accountability and corruption.
Mr. President is not taking anything out of what he promised Nigerians. You can see even from the beginning up to the supplementary and also the main budget. So these are things he has said, and he promised he will do it, and of course we are already available, he must do it.
This budget aims to achieve the objective of providing security, which is a primacy to governance in any society. And then job creation is also very, very fundamental in order to guarantee security of any nation.
The budget estimate has gone up. The budget deficit is down. So, I mean, when you look at the details, you know that he has delivered a budget that is straightforward, very easy for Nigerians to understand.
It will address the structural imbalances in the economy. It will also stimulate the macro and micro economy so that there will be productivity in the economy.
Guests on Good Morning Nigeria have commended the renewed hope budget of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, describing it as conservative considering current realities at the forex market. They, however, called for caution while choosing the economic indices for implementation. Mina Daniels had details.
Looking at the noticeable improvements in oil production and an expected increase in exchange rate, guests on Good Morning Nigeria commend the renewed hope budget of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for being proactive by putting in place a budget that will ensure the economy accommodates the unexpected and curtail inflation.
If you look at the National Bureau of Statistics recent report on GDP, okay, it says that the GDP for quarter 3 of 2023 grew by 2.54%. 2.54. Yes, in quarter 2 it grew by 2.51. Okay, in quarter 1 GDP grew by 2.31. If you disaggregate that number, that 2.54, okay, what actually powered GDP growth in quarter 3 was the oil sector, because the non-oil sector grew by 2.75, actually fell from what it was in the previous quarter.
There's a need for us to invest more in providing critical infrastructure. So if government approaches the parliament with the intention of borrowing, not to squander, but to address critical needs of the people, like today, nobody can shy away from the fact that our higher institutions need urgent intervention as much as we want to intervene in the area of security.
With the numbers indicating that the new borrowing is a reduction from what was obtainable, they say the budget as an improvement. They also commend the allocation of 3.2 trillion naira to security, 2.3 trillion naira to education, but called for private sector partnership on areas of transport, housing and power, while calling for attention to the capital component. In Abuja, Mina Daniels, NTA News.
The exigency to address some ambiguities, complexities, and inadequacies in the nation's electoral process prompted the Joint Committee of the 10th National Assembly to convene a town hall meeting with stakeholders, especially citizens, on reviewing the legal framework of the process. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide has more.
The maiden edition of the town hall meeting by the 10th Assembly's Joint Committee on Electoral Reforms centers on creating a platform for a national conversation on the reforms required for improvement of Nigeria's electoral process, engaging citizens to highlight priorities for electoral reforms in both chambers of legislation. The Joint Committee admitted that the electoral umpire INEC must be unbundled, just as it is of profound importance to review mode of appointing INEC chairman and commissioners.
We are already in the process of putting together a technical working committee that will put all outcomes of our engagements and make recommendations to the Joint Committee. Permit me to appreciate participants who have already sent in hundreds of recommendations by mail in the last 2 weeks. Your suggestions are already being collated by our secretariat. It will interest you that every submission during this gathering will be carefully considered and processed, which will form part of our data in the process of amending the Electoral Act.
I want us to take full advantage of this opportunity facilitated by Young Africa to kickstart a process that will lead to the emergence of an electoral act that will satisfy the yearnings of the majority of Nigerians.
Stakeholders enlightened the public on priorities such as removing the ambiguity in the electoral law to make electronic transmission of results mandatory, among other reforms.
We have made very good inroads in the past, particularly in the last elections. It was a very free, fair and credible electoral process. With the introduction of beavers, most of us in the National Assembly today would not have been here. So we must appreciate our electoral umpires for the roles they have played in the past and then look up to a better future.
Other proposals include prescription of cross-capital for legislators and elected executives, as well as extending local standing to tax-paying citizens to file cases against candidates for filing false information to INEC in party nomination documents. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
The House of Representatives is planning to convene First Youth in Parliament conference as part of drive to engage the youth generation in national discourse. Chairman House Committee on Youth in Parliament, Olamiju Wonlo Alao Akala, unveiled this during the inaugural meeting of the committee. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports.
The committee, in line with the provisions of the 10th Assembly standing rules, is tasked with the responsibility of initiating good policies on parliamentary research and documentation, as well as ensuring efficient data bank of youth in national and state assemblies. Acknowledging that those who voted for youth in parliament cut across all ages, Chairman Olajuwon Alawakala assured that up-and-coming legislators will put at the front burner issues bordering on national development.
We'll be planning retreats very soon with our partners, Yaga being the front line, and other partners too, a retreat for us members here to be able to acclimatize ourselves with the work plan. I'll still talk about the work plan where we will adopt it as a committee and as members. Then conferences. This committee will be hosting a lot of conferences across our tenure on the 10th Assembly. Conferences, geopolitical conferences in geopolitical zones, conferences in Abuja, and conferences also outside the shores of Nigeria.
Change is imminent in the political space of Nigeria. If you sit back and look at the people at the helms of affairs today, you will know that in no time, in a very short time, majority of them will get tired. They will sit down and look back and look at us, and at that point, we'll be saddled with the responsibility of leading a country like Nigeria.
Members are to also recommend to the House the formation of any youth parliamentary groups and make recommendations on desirability of the House in sending youth delegation to specific interparliamentary events, among others. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
Constituents of Zamfara West Senatorial District received succor as Senator Yari sponsors free eye care services. Details of these and more after this break.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Thank you for staying with us. This is NTA Parliament News, reaching you from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. No fewer than 1,000 persons have benefited from free community eye care services sponsored by the National Assembly member representing Zamfara West Senatorial District, Senator Abdulaziz Yari. The medical outreach conducted at the general hospitals, Talata, Mafara, and Gumi attracted patients from across the 6 local government areas from that constituency. Correspondent Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
It is estimated that more than 4.2 million Nigerians, mostly adults aged 40 and above, have moderate to severe visual impairment or blindness with far-reaching negative consequences on their general well-being. Considering the prevalence of this medical condition in the society, the National Assembly member representing Zamfara West Senatorial District, Senator Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar, has sponsored a free community eye care and treatment services for individuals suffering from various eye problems in the constituency. This involves eye surgery and treatment, as well as issuance of drugs and medical glasses to more than 1,000 patients drawn from across Anka, Bakura, Bokum Gumi, Maradun and Talata Mafara local government areas that form the senatorial district.
Shekara uku.
Amma yanzu kina gani?
Ina gani. Wallahi ka ta kawo dan danga.
Kina gani sosai?
Ina gani sosai.
Allah saka mai da
Senator Yari, represented by the former Zamfara State APC chairman Lord Liman Kaura, who flagged off the medical outreach at the Talata Mafara General Hospital, says it is meant for all those who require the services, irrespective of their political affiliation.
That's why we call him Jagora, leader. As far as Zamfara is concerned, Shehi is for everybody. This kind of problem have no boundaries. It can be anybody. It can be you, it can be me, and anybody. So the intention is to touch the life of people, to make a change in their life.
More than 30 doctors are here. They will come back 1 week time, and the second week, we have to monitor them, and we have to see them up to 1 month time.
Political, religious and community leaders in the area, including the representative of the Emir of Mafara, are full of gratitude to the lawmaker for what they described as a wonderful initiative.
I'm happy with it because, according to him, there is no poultry in this. He assured, whether you are APC, whether you are PDP, or you are whatever, you are welcome and you are going to be treated.
The coordinator APC Zamfara West Senatorial District, Alhaji Shah Espower Talata Mafara, said the medical outreach is part of the numerous initiatives by Senator Yari, which are aimed at improving the well-being of his constituents. He said more welfare packages for people of the constituency are in the offing. The medical outreach holds simultaneously in Anka, in Talata Mafara General Hospitals, in Gusau. Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The State Assembly Joint Committee on Public Petitions and that of Judiciary, Justice and Human Rights have presented its reports on the floor of the House. Our legislative correspondent, Nuruddin Abdullahi Adili, has more.
It could be recalled that a petition dated on 26 June 2023, signed by Alhaji Rugga Umaru Gorgao, who represented Fulanis in Gorgadu, Dino, Fakka, Faidau, Turankawa and Jakiri, all in Yabo local government, reported to the House at a plenary that Yabo Local Government Council seized their grazing reserve and awarded it to the farmers. The petition was later referred to the appropriate House Committee for investigation and recommendations for consideration of the legislators. Submitting the report, Chairman of the Joint Committee, Aliu Lumo Usman, stated that hearing into the investigation was conducted by the committee and came up with some recommendation for maintenance of peace and unity in the area. Some of the recommendations made by the committee are Yabo Local Government Council should desist from further land allocation inside grazing reserve without seeking the approval of the state government. The state government should look into the possibility of reallocating some parts of the site of the failed solar power generation to the farmers as an alternative to Narai Grazing Reserve as a matter of urgency for the presentation for maintenance of peace in the area. Well, herders should try as much as possible guard their cattle against encroaching during remaining harvesting period, among others. Abakar Shehu Yabo, representing Yabo in the State Assembly and member of the committee, also gave some suggestions. The House is expected to consider and approve the committee's recommendation to end the dispute. In Sokoto, Nuruddin Abdullah Adili, NTA News.
Sokoto State House of Assembly has called on the state government to rehabilitate 38 kilometers road in some parts of Gudu local government. This followed a motion moved by Amadu Yahaya, member representing Gudu constituency. Our legislative correspondent Nuruddin Abdullahi Adili has more on this report.
Presenting the motion on the floor of the House, Ahmad Yahya said the 33-kilometer roads in Gudu local government area that needs to be rehabilitated include 18-kilometer road from Yaka linking Boto, Gwazangi to Bachaka, as well as 17-kilometer road from Katsura linking Bauchi, Kukoki, Awalkiti to Maraki villages, all in Gudu local government area of Sokoto State. Yahya said in view of the fact that rehabilitation of roads is one of the core cardinal of the present administration, and considering the importance of good access roads in promoting socio-economic development of any given society, he found it very necessary to present this to the floor of the House, adding that the people of these villages are predominantly farmers that grow rice, millet, maize, cassava, sugarcane, onion, and tomatoes, all in commercial quantities, that if these roads are rehabilitated, it will further enhance their socio-economic activities and by extension, that of the state in general. Abubakar Shehu of Yabo, Kabiru Dauda of Gada East, Aweso Aliyu of Gada West, all supported the motion and appeal to their colleagues to also do the same. And it was later unanimously supported by all the members. In Sokoto, Nuruddin Abdullah Adili, NTA News.
Bauchi State House of Assembly member representing Hadawa constituency of Misau local government area, Mohammed Babayo Akuyam, as new Speaker of the 10th Assembly after the decision of the Court of Appeal that declared the election of the immediate past Speaker, Abubakar Suleiman, as inconclusive. Parliamentary correspondent Nasiru Umar Tirwun reports.
I, Honorable Babayo Mohammed, therefore representing Hadawa constituency of the local government, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
With the administration of oath, member representing Hadawa constituency, Muhammad Babayo Akuyam, has become the new Speaker of the Bauchi State 10th Assembly.
We must imbibe the spirit of togetherness and brotherhood in our work as a representative of the people of Bauchi State. The act of law making will be encouraged and adequately supported among members, and other legislative activities will be robustly and diligently accorded top priorities.
Member representing this constituency, Ahmad Abdullahi, was also elected as Deputy Speaker following the decision of the Court of Appeal that declared the election of the immediate past Deputy Speaker, Jamilu Umar Dahiru, inconclusive.
I accept the nomination. I'm ready to submit myself to the Honorable House Assembly.
Immediately after the swearing-in of the new speaker, the House proceeded with Wednesday's plenary with an executive communication seeking its approval to allow the Governor Bala Muhammad to present the 2024 state budget on Thursday, the 30th day of November 2023.
To inform you of His Excellency's intention to present the 2024 budget to State Assembly on Thursday, 30th November 2023 at 11 a.m. for installation.
The House has approved the request and adjourned the plenary.
Mr. Speaker!
From Bauchi State House of Assembly, Nasir Umar Turun, NTA News.
That is the size of our bulletin at this time. Remember to follow us on our social media handles showing on your screen. On behalf of the production crew, I am Ene Ojonugba. Good evening.